Hey all, Sirturmund here again bringing you another video. First of all, I wanted to interject real quick. I know rebuild season is happening right now. If you like to see my reactions, what I'm doing is that I'm posting YouTube shorts every day. So I'm doing like the reaction to the card reveals in under 1 minute. So if you haven't checked that out, please make sure to go to my channel where I'll have a playlist where it calls like card review reactions, where you can see my daily reactions to the new cards that have been revealed for Legends of Runeterra for the next batch. Now, to actually start with the video, here we are continuing our Blast to the Past series. And this time, I'm bringing you a classic, another classic, obviously, that terrorized the meta back in the day when Buildwater was first released. And that's going to be Champless Aggro. You heard that right. A deck that plays no champions, and all it's trying to do is just burn the heck out of your opponent all the way down to 0 health. So this deck was really annoying and really powerful because you could finish games so quickly, and there was not a lot of tools back then to be able to deal with that, right? There's not the same number of pings that you have now with Poke Sticks and Go Hearts, etc. that will allow you to survive. Back then, you didn't have that. So a lot of these units that had 1 health were able to get enough damage through it. Additionally, you used to have a lot of reach because, I'm going to tell you why. First of all, Rearguard, like, right, he's back to being a 3-2, but back then he had to be nerfed to a 3-1 in order to nerf this deck. So Rearguard being a 3-2 was actually very powerful back then, and he got nerfed to a 3-1 and just recently got rebooted to a 3-2. Bunker Rookie used to be a 1-4, which meant that most of the time he always got at least 2 attacks in, which already was 4 damage to the Nexus. So pretty much Bunker Rookie was a 2-mana decimate as long as you were able to attack twice. Crimson Disciple used to deal 2 damage to the Nexus whenever she got damaged. 2 damage. So if you did the Disciple into the Demolitionist combo, you could deal 4 damage to the Nexus right away off the bat. Legion Grenadier used to be a 3-1, but he used to also deal 2 damage to the Nexus. So pretty much this card, when he was in the field, was already guaranteeing an additional 2 damage to the Nexus. Those little changes that they made, so like, obviously, reducing the damage from Grenadier Disciple to 1 and reducing the health of Bunker Rookie and the Rearguard was enough to kind of bring the deck back down to like playable levels that people were able to counter because you didn't have that reach anymore, right? Like those that 1 damage that you missed from Disciple and Grenadier ends up mattering a lot. Ever since they got nerfed. As you can see, as you will see in some of the games, that there were some games that we were just very close, that we just needed that 1 more damage of reach to be able to win, and we couldn't get there. A really fun combo that you could do is Disciple plus Transfusion. Again, dealing 2 damage to the Nexus on burst speed, and then being able to buff another one of your units, since most people were not able to really defend against you going so wide. It's not like people could swarm the boards like we can now with Vandal City. You couldn't really do that. You really didn't have a ton of units aside from like House Spiders or kind of cards like that really created a lot of units in the board. So yeah, this deck was really fun. I used it to climb to Masters during the first season of Runeterra on my European account. And it was like the easiest climb to Masters ever because this deck has just super fast game super quickly. But anyways, yeah, hope you enjoy the gameplay as we take this deck to the meta currently today and kind of see how you can do. And then if you stick around to the end of the video, we'll kind of do a let's update the deck together where we kind of try to build a new Champless Burn deck and see where it gets us. But anyways, see you all in a little bit. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Pantheon Shyvanna. I think we actually should be pretty good versus this. I think burn decks do very well against like the Demacia type of decks. So I don't hate this like at all. Maybe the Salesman is a little bit too weird. I think we prefer to get like some of the burn. Although Salesman is not a bad blocker, but we are attacking on odds. So maybe we want to go a little bit wider instead. Yeah, Saboteur is pretty nice. I like the Saboteur because he doesn't have a way to block this. So that's a guaranteed 3 damage. I mean, he could have the faded 1-cost unit. Oh, I always forget about Dragon Shock. He is running Shyvanna. So I mean, 1 less damage than Precious Pet. I guess that is a problem, but he puts the Dragon Shout at 1/8 health, meaning that now he's gonna either have to sacrifice the Dragon Shout or he's gonna have to take all this damage. So here we're just gonna open attack because if he has the White Flame, I don't want him to draw. Otherwise, he's gonna have to commit the Sharp Set right here. Which I guess he could do that. He could commit the Sharp Set and then do the Dragon and then do the... Okay, so he doesn't have the Sharp Set then. If he's doing it like this, then he definitely has the sharp sight. Or pale, okay. But then he's not drawing anything from pale. You know what? I kind of like the idea of doing the Mystic right here. He's going to deny him another draw. And it's going to deny him getting the Fury from like a white plant. And it keeps our Legend Saboteur alive. Which means that she can do one more ping of damage next turn. We can summon another Saboteur. And like I said, against this deck, you want to go wide, wide, wide. So the more things that we can go wide with, the better. I like the idea of Precious Pet here. I think we're going to discard the... We're going to just discard this, right? Okay, so he ended up having the second... Alright. That's the problem with this version of the deck, that like... We're going to summon it. Let's go wide. Let's go wide. We can hold the Get Excited for another... So we're going to get punished by having Get Excited and not having really a great way to bring him down. Now here he could just have single combat to stop some more damage. He doesn't. Okay, so he's just dead, right? I guess they have Guiding Touch, so we need to do first the Decimate, which I think is fine. Yeah, so we can do the Decimate. That takes it to 3. We can threaten the Guiding... we can threaten the Get Excited, but he's just gonna probably do Guiding Touch. Right? We're still doing 1 damage with the Saboteur, though. And that's a good target for us to discard. She's never gonna be doing anything here. He needs to make sure that he doesn't tap out a Guiding Touch. And if he has the Guiding Touch, we have another, I guess, card that we can discard. There's a lot of cards in our deck that can push this last 3 damage, right? The Demolitionist wouldn't be good. The Grenadier will be good because he's a guarantee 1 damage. The Fervor is not great because he can interrupt it with a single combat. Obviously, the second Decimate does it as well. Bunku Rookies, like any unit that needs to attack, is going to be a little bit awkward because they can have single combat. Or they could have single combat or have the Consider Strike. So, unfortunately, they'll be able to just kill that. I think it's fine to just do this and call it a day. Let's just kill the unit. He's going to have double Guiding Touch, right? So I think it's okay for us to just commit the first Get Excited right here. Because he has to commit Guiding Touch to live, it means that he doesn't have enough mana for a rally. So I'm okay doing this. And he doesn't have the Guiding Touch, so we end up winning. But yeah, this is kind of how this deck plays out. It's just go wide, 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 and then just aggro. So it's kind of like Spider aggro, except a worse version of it. Now that some of these cards got nerfed, and you don't have some of the burn damage from Disciple and from Grenadier anymore. So yeah, GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Kindred Elise. So Unhelpful Yoda have been playing some really fun decks here recently. So this is actually kind of funny. Ooh, I don't think the Disciple is that great anymore. I do definitely want to keep the rear guard. I think having a 1 damage, I mean a one drop is going to be very important. Because we're trying to go super aggro. The question is here, is Precious Pet better? Like, what is he playing? Technically, Precious Pet can potentially guarantee the 2 damage in case that he has something like Aristocrat. There we go. That's what I was thinking. I was like, he probably is playing Aristocrat or like other 1-drops like that kind of play along with Elise. If he has Elise here, we can do the Grenadier, which is pretty nice. We got another Fearsome attacker. Yep, here we go. Don't really care about the Spiderling that she summons, because he's not going to be able to deal with our Fearsome. And we can always kill them. Although usually Static Shock you want to go to face. So that's the funny part about this deck, is that every piece of burn that you had, including Static Shock, you want it to go face, right? So here we can guarantee 4 damage unless he has a Battle Feast, which is very likely. We can also do the rear guard. I think that's okay, but I think I'm better off doing the Grenadier. Yeah, I think the Grenadier is a little bit better here. Of course, he's just going to do the Aristocrat. Alright. So he did it this way. He can block one of our Fearsome blockers. He will lose 1 unit here at least. Now, if they have Kindred next turn and they have the Ravenous Butcher, then that is going to be a little bit annoying. Having Fervor is pretty nice. Yeah, Fervor is really, really nice. It's a static shot so that we can actually draw stuff. Okay. This is such a nice static shot right here. We can kill the fearsome blocker while also dealing 1 damage to his face. And we get to draw some burn, right? So I think it has to be the open attack, right? Like there's no reason for me to do anything else. Sure. I'll block it. It's not, I don't think it's that important, but I block it anyways. So here we can get into 11. This is 4, 3, 2 more. So we need 2 more points of damage. What about we do the Castman and then do the Transfusion on the Precious Pet? So that we can find the last 2 points of damage that we need. Let's see. Maybe he has Whale, is what I'm thinking. Yeah, there it is. So we can go ahead and... I guess it doesn't matter, right? Yeah, we just do it like this. So we'll do it like this. Lets our spider live 1 more turn. And he's still a fearsome attacker, right? The problem is that we just lost. He just healed 3, so now we are 3 away from lethal. Okay, never mind. We just draw the second decimate like that. That's a little bit unfortunate. I like doing the rear guard first. You know what? I think we just need to do the decimate. I think we just do the decimate now and just be mana efficient. No reason to wait it out. Because obviously he'll be able to kind of kill with a Kindred, right? I like doing the second Precious Pet. Kind of seeing what they do. He only has 1 fierce. Oh, because he got this from Stuck in Shadows. Okay. Alright, I'm willing to pass here. So I'm willing to pass and kind of see what they do first. I don't want to tap out of the mana for the Fervor in case that is like a Battle Feast. And now we have plenty of damage, right? We have 4, 7, 9. So we can play around like a Whale. Yeah, we can kill him through a Whale. Even if it is Whale, he's not... even if he has Whale in his hand, is what I'm trying to say. So we have enough damage here to go to 9. The problem again is that it could target one of our units, right? Sure. The prey attack is very powerful, huh? So here we have 2 ways to kill him. Mystic Shot or Fervor. If he passes, I'm willing to pass back. So the reason that we pass back is because we can percent lethal. We can percent lethal through the Precious Pet, right? Because the Precious Pet open attack is lethal. Because he won't be able to block this guy, right? Okay, so he ended up getting Sharp Sight. Needs to have a second Sharp Sight. Gets the Fearsome blocker. We threaten the Mystic Shot first. We're gonna leave the Fervor for last. Okay, that's lethal anyways. We have multiple ways to do the lethal there. That will kind of scare me a little bit. I'm glad he ended up not kind of being the reason that we ended up losing. But yeah, again, just straight up burn. This deck, look how weak it has become, and look how still is able to pull out wins. Just because of how powerful some of those Nexus tools are. But yeah, GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Kindred Lux. So one of our viewers, Metal Sonnet, has played this deck a lot. It is an interesting deck. You know, obviously you're trying to control, etc. I don't know how I feel about it though. I think it's a little bit too slow. So usually you want to get your units early. We ended up getting the 1-drop, so that's great. He shouldn't have... They usually don't have blockers. I mean, some of them do run like one of Hapless Aristocrat. So maybe he does have the blocker for the Saboteur. But it's likely that they don't, which means that we get the free 3 damage here, and this is huge. Next turn we can do the Bone Crew Rocky. And be able to threaten damage that way as well. Yep. So now he's gonna be getting hit by 6 more damage right here. And now we just need to find the rest of our burn, right? So we can play Grenadier. That's 1, 2 damage. He has to find a way to kill this guys before next turn. Double Get Excited tends to not be great. Wonder if it's fun to keep the Get Excited here in this scenario. Okay, so I'm okay doing this. Just because of how much damage we're going to be pushing just based on the skills. So the skills are pushing so much damage to him that now he's about to die just from our burn damage, right? Like we technically don't even need to do anything anymore. There's a consideration last time we should just play the Grenadier, by the way. Which I think is very fair. We don't have to slow play them, right? I'm trying to think what he could have. Biofeast? Glimpse? Let's do it before he can draw. He's probably looking for like a Biofeast. I'm okay doing it before he can draw. Just so that they don't get the Biofeast. Although we had the Mystic Shot to defend against the Biofeast. But I just want to make sure that he doesn't get anything that would be a little bit too spooky there for us to deal with. But yeah, GG's. Quick, easy burn deck. And people wonder why this deck got nerfed, huh? So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Swain TF. So it's like my opponent and I travel back to summer 2020. Wow. I kind of like... I want to be able to go wide. I'm trying to think if the rear guard is actually good though. Okay, we'll do it. He kept 3 cards. I kept 3 cards. Yeah, we'll do the Saboteur and the Bunker Rookie, and see how it goes, right? Obviously, he can stop this. Yeah, there you go. The Crusty Crozier. I'm gonna do the Bunker Rookie. He doesn't have a way to deal with this anymore. He could block here, but he's not gonna block there. This means that the Rookie's gonna get another 2 damage to the Nexus later on. We still push forward. Next time we can do rear guard plus another Rookie and be able to go super wide, right? And we have to open because we don't want to have to deal with yeah, we don't want to have to deal with Mr. TF. I'm okay doing the second Rookie. Yeah, he's gonna flock this, and obviously this second Rookie is just gonna die to the Sentry. But if he does it that way, then he's taking all this damage from this. Another thing that we could do is just do the rear guard, which I think is fine. We have Fervor as backup. I guess you could have TF stun to kill one of them, but then he has no way to deal with the Rookie, and we can also summon the Castman if that's the case. The Salesman, sorry. Wow. Do we still do the Salesman here? I like it. I like the Salesman. Let's put as much damage as we can on the floor, on the table. Let's just go as wide as we can. Yeah, there's the TF. It does the gold card on one of these guys. So I guess it does it on that one because it's more expensive. But then he still has to block with both TF and the Sentry, and he's still taking... I guess he ends up being not that much damage because he can just block both rear guards. The other concern was that he probably had the Death Hand, and that's probably why he did it that way, right?
I'll try anyone once.
So the Death Hand now is not a great target for either of this. Cool, I mean, I'm just gonna get hit by the Swain. I don't think I care. Be my guess, man. Be my guess. Because that's gonna be 4 damage. I guess not 4 damage. This is gonna be 8, so I need to push 2 more. So I need to have the Roki attack 1 more time. The problem is that we just lose. We just lose to the Swain, right? We lose to the Swain because he'll be able to attack and clear our whole board. If he has a second TF, he actually kills this guy. So Swain is going to be hitting us for 7. We don't have the Fearsome blocker. Sure. I'm just gonna do one. Yep, because I figured he was gonna do something like this. And this the death hand that I was talking about. And that's why he didn't open with the TF last turn, but then we just lose anyways. That's unfortunate. So, if we had attacked on that turn where he did the TF, without summoning the Castman, he would have just been able to death hand one of the other soldiers. Which I guess would have been the same amount of damage that we pushed, right? Because we ended up pushing the same amount of damage that way. And we could have kept the Cast Salesman as a blocker for Swain. So maybe it was better to do it that way. But yeah, GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Pantheon Shyvanna. So I think we should have a pretty good matchup versus them. They cannot deal with us going super wide and having all this burn. The problem is that we're not super wide right now, right? We need to actually get our 1-drops. Didn't get it. Transfusion is actually pretty nice though, with the Crimson Disciple in the board. Might push some cheeky damage here, because we can do the Grenadier on 2, click Crimson Disciple on 3, and have Transfusion to give this like +2/+2 if he doesn't block it. Okay, so this is a little bit awkward. So this deck is the main reason why this deck was so powerful was this cards, right? So Grenadier used to deal 2 damage to the Nexus. He used to be a 3/1 though. And the Disciple used to deal 2 damage to the Nexus. So you had 2 cards that were dealing 2 damage to the Nexus, and just this right now, like only dealing 1 to the Nexus, makes such a huge difference, right? So here he's gonna do it like that. We're gonna do the Transfusion, do 1 damage, and push another 5 right here. Now imagine if this was dealing 2, right? So you're putting the opponent almost to lethal, right? He's gonna end up having to commit the single combat, which is okay. I mean, it's not ideal because our hand really sucks. Don't see how we can push the damage now that we need. Oh, okay, this is pretty good. So the other combo that was pretty busted was Demolitionist and Crimson Disciple, right? So like I said, Disciple used to do 2 damage to the Nexus. So this combo used to automatically be like a Fervor. A Decimate. So you used to just automatically already deal 4 damage to the Nexus. Here we just do 3. So not as impactful as he once was. Problem that the opponent has is that we still have a pretty decent wide board. I think I'm fine doing this Disciple, right? Just go as wide as we can. I'm okay going as wide as we can. My concern here is that if I commit the Demolitionist, he's gonna be able to single combat. So I don't think we actually committed Demolitionist. I think we actually... Oh, okay. Alright, now we definitely committed Demolitionist. So he tapped out of being able to have single combat. So now we just committed Demolitionist, do another 3 damage, attack with everything. Okay, he gets the shot. Alright. That gives him 1 blocker. That's cool. So he goes down to 8. We have 7 right here. So we need 1 more point of damage. We have Mystic Shots. We have Get Excited. The Pantheon is nowhere near leveled up condition. So not too concerned about it. And this is second Fervor. Now the problem with Fervor is that we have to wait until he taps out of like single combat or concerted mana, right? I think if he has single combat, he might have just done it last turn. So I'm trying to see if I need to be concerned about that. I was gonna say maybe we just block here, but probably not the best idea. He's showing that he has concerted mana, right? We don't lose to the rally, right? Because the rally, we have blockers for the rally. We don't lose to the rally. I like doing the Decimate first. And potentially finding our last point that we need next turn. Because my concern right now is that we need 1 more point of damage, right? If he was at 3, I would feel more comfortable being able to do the Fervor. But because he's not at 3, we're kind of in a little bit of an awkward spot, right? If he lets us go through, then he ends up losing the game. We have enough mana to... Yeah. That's unfortunate. So now we just lose, right? Because now he's gonna get a free single combat from this, allowing him to be able to counter one of our fervors. So we're playing around the single combat. Okay, perfect. That's all we needed. The problem is, again, he can have 2 single combats, right? So he has 2 single combat. He has exact lethal to be able to kill us unless we commit something first. So because the Pantheon is at 8 and we're only at 5, so we actually needed to block the Shyvanna last turn. So we got greedy saving our units, but we were never going to be able to attack, right? We were never going to be able to attack. So we got a little bit too greedy with the fervors. I guess what we can hope for is that he doesn't have two removals. Problem is that we need to commit both, right? Yeah, so if he has 2 ways of removal, then we just lose. Obviously, one of them is going to come right here with the Strapping Strike, and then if he has a single combat or a Concerted, we just lose anyways. If we had the second Mystic or a Get Excited, that would be even better. Yeah, GG's. So we misplayed by not blocking the Shyvanna last turn. If we blocked the Shyvanna last turn, we could have potentially survived this turn and try to find the last piece of damage that we needed. But yeah, that's kind of how it goes sometimes. So in this match, we'll be going up against DLC. This is pretty bad for us, right? They have all the heals, they have all the AoEs in the world. This is not gonna look great for us. Getting a lot of the burn damage early, probably not ideal either. We can just open with the Saboteur to try to play around a Battle Feast. If he has Battle Feast, that's like too scary for me to... He has the Battle Feast. Then he has the Battle Feast. I think I'm okay doing it like that. We'll do the Grenadier, because even if he has the Avalanche next turn, Grenadier is going to be okay. If he doesn't have Avalanche, then we're not going to play around it. Wow. Alright, we'll do the Boom Crew Rookie. He's able to push another 2 damage. Question is, does he have the Battle Feast? If he has the Battle Feast... It's alright. If he has the Battle Feast, we'll do it like this. He could also have the Ashar. That's the other card I was trying to think about. Now we have to open, obviously, because we don't want to play. We want to play around the Avalanche. We get a guaranteed 4 damage here, and whatever else. A Whale could be pretty annoying here. A Whale could be pretty annoying. Wow, you're gonna let this go through like that? You need to block the Grenadier. Yeah, I was gonna say. He doesn't want to put his... Okay, he doesn't want to put his Lissandra to die to his own Avalanche. Maybe that's why he's doing it like that. But I think you always have to do it anyways. Like, you can't care about Lissandra dying to Avalanche. Especially not if you're playing TLC. Wow. Sure. Let's be mana efficient. Let's be mana efficient and do the Mystic Shot now. I don't want to sacrifice any of these guys yet unless we have to. Because... I want to be able to just attack with their burn next. So this is what I was talking about. So we can just do this. And we have 2 ways to kill him next turn. Sure. We don't care about the damage. I'm very surprised that we're about to win this. This by all means should have been a losing matchup. So now we have lethal in the stack. We're doing 4 damage on the stack. So if he has like a Whale, it doesn't save him anyways. And then we have obviously Get Excited plus Fervor. So usually you're not supposed to win those control matchups as an aggro player. But he ended up working out of there even though we had a pretty interesting hand. But GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against... Turbo Thralls. The AoEs are really annoying, and they also obviously play the Tavern Keeper, meaning that it can become pretty difficult for us to push enough damage. I think the idea of us going burn, burn, burn is probably more important, so the Saboteur and the Bunker Rookie are very important in my opinion. because of how much burn damage they can present, and the Bunker Rookie even survives against the Avalanche. Our big concern here is going to be the Blighted Ravine, because he can heal him and give it away units. Mystic Shot is not bad. Grenadier is okay. I guess it could be a blocker into the Tavern Keeper. Still dies to most stuff though. So we can push, I think we can push a lot of damage reliably. So like, he shouldn't have anything to block the Saboteur on turn 1. Meaning that we can already push 3 damage without worrying about anything. We can do the Bunker Rookie on turn 2. And if he doesn't summon the 2-drop, then he's going to be taking even more damage, right? Because each one of these is doing 3 damage every time they hit and attack. So let's see. He doesn't have the Troll on 1. Okay, so he doesn't have any blockers for this. So now we're doing another 6 damage on our open attack. And now the opponent is going to be in a very bad spot, right? So this is 6 damage just like that. This doesn't die to an Avalanche. No reason to spend our mana, because if he plays a Blighted Ravine, I'm pretty sure we're just going to lose the Grenadier. So the Blighted Ravine, we can take that. Tavern Keeper, okay. I mean, if he does Tavern Keeper, then I'm good doing the... I'm fine doing the Grenadier, and I think it's actually better for us to go wide instead of playing our spells. Because we can open attack before he does the Avalanche. Yep. So this will allow us now to open attack with a 5 wide board versus him only having 2 blockers. And again, we're still dealing a guaranteed 3 damage right here. So he's in a very, very tough spot here. And this is another guaranteed damage. So he's going to be at 5. We can just do the Decimate and win. Even if he has the Blighted Ravine here. If he did, then he should have blocked this, because now this doesn't die. But I guess he didn't want to go to 4. Yeah, so the Blighted Ravine doesn't matter, because we can just do this. And we can do the Fervor. And he doesn't have a way to stop the Fervor. And then he loses to his own Blighted Ravine, right? Doing 2 damage to him. So we ended up getting exactly what we needed. The combination of Saboteur and Bunker Rookie is just so powerful against so many things. Like, if you don't get early blockers for this unit, remember, Bunker Rookie used to have 4 health. So it was almost always guaranteed to get at least 2 damage in. Like, that's how bad, that's how, like, OP this... really fun though. GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be able to go against Kindred, Elise, Beam. So really great player, obviously. So this should be interesting to see kind of how he plays Sama. Problem with this is that he just dies to a hapless aristocrat, right? So like a hapless makes the Saboteur pretty darn bad. I guess we can see he only kept 1 card. Maybe he doesn't have the hapless. Oof. This is rough. No hapless? Okay. I think we open attack before we get hit by Battle Feast. Yeah, perfect. So we open attack here before we get hit by like a Battle Feast or something like that. We have the Crimson Disciple into the Demolitionist combo now. We pug. So this is gonna deal 3 damage. Oh, I can't believe this used to deal 4 damage though. Remember when this used to deal 4 damage? Yeah, that's the Battle Feast. We'll do this. Sure. Get our 3 damage in. He gets to heal 1. I think I'm fine passing. So the reason that I'm passing is because I don't want him to play the bots, right? What if we play the Salesman? What if we play the Salesman and have the Transfusion that we can do in the Disciple and actually buff one of the Caustic Cask up? Iceborne. This is an Iceborne Legacy deck? Wait, what? Is this better than the Transfusion? If he has a Battle Feast, I get punished? If he has a Battle Feast, I get punished. I think I need to do it like this. So I need to do it like this. And we need to do this. Let's spread out the damage. Let's take him down to 6. If he has Battle Feast, he could have punished that actually. So we will have actually he goes down to 5. So he's almost dead. Maybe we should have done the Saboteur then. Wait a second. I'm passing here. Like, I'm more than okay burning his mana.
Delicious.
I'm more than okay burning his mana. Well, I guess I should have potentially summoned the Disciple. Yeah, I guess that was a punish, right? Because we knew he could potentially have Whale, so Disciple would have at least protected us a little bit. Because he would have guaranteed that the Whale wouldn't have killed us. So this takes him down to 6. So there's the bots. We also knew that he had the bots, like, for the longest time, right? So we're kind of throwing this game away. I think we had it until we did all of this stuff. Like, we had it until we did all of this. Because now we have to rely on us getting our burn to be able to win. And obviously we get the decimate, so it doesn't matter. And that's it, right? We almost threw it away. Yeah, we almost threw it away. We almost threw it away by open attacking with the well. Although he had the bots as well, right? So he got on the bots and the well, no matter what. So developing would have made a difference. But GG Lissandra. But yeah, I mean, this deck, burn, 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 huh? GG's. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you enjoyed those games. As you can see, like, this deck can still be very powerful. During our recording session, we actually went 6-2, so we actually didn't have to even record for that long because we ended up just winning like crazy. And again, we're playing like 300 LP. So I think this deck still has some power to it in the current meta. Once you consider how powerful Burn can be against stuff like Ahri Kennen, and how powerful you going wide can be against stuff like Pantheon, etc. So I think it's still kind of well positioned in meta, but I don't think it's the most optimized version of the deck list, right? So here we're playing a list that we grabbed from back in May 2020. It's almost been 2 years. So let's think about how we can update this. So I think there's not a ton that we have to do, actually, right? So we have a lot of reach here, which is really great. I think we have to get out of the Crimson Disciple. Like, it's a little bit tempting to stay playing her, but I don't think she's enough, right? So let's get a first look through the deck to the new tools that we released throughout the last, the last year and a half, and see what else we could add to this deck that we would want to swap out with, right? So if we go down the list, the Reborn Grenadier is not great because you don't really get any push damage through it, right? So I think our 1-drops stay the same. So obviously you still play these 9 1-drops. You still see that being the case even in aggro spiders. So the 1-drop stays the same. Our 2-drops, I'm not a big fan of the Disciple yet, but we have to kind of see if there's anything that's actually a little bit better than Disciple right now. And maybe there isn't. Maybe Disciple is actually the way to stay, which will be completely fine as well, just a little bit weird. I'm not a huge fan of Transfusion anymore, but, we'll see. Look at that. There's not really any other 2-drops. We definitely want to keep the Bone Crew Rookie, right? The whole point of this deck is that you're able to attack multiple times with the Rookie and maybe even the Saboteur and be able to push a lot of damage that the opponent might not be prepared for. And there's a lot of, like, just 2-attack units in the game right now that this might, still be pretty good card to play and be able to get multiple attacks with. Is the Disciple still good, though? It did won us quite a few games today, right? We were able to do Demolition Instinct to Disciple. I would be very surprised if we don't have to update anything in this deck. I mean, I think the Get Excited is a little bit like, there were too many times where we were like, oh my god, 3 Get Excited is not great, right? Wow. I'm having a hard time coming up with things that we want to remove and things that we want to add. Arquivist might not be bad. So Arquivist gives us like a burn spell a lot of times. She might be a little bit too slow though. Let's throw her in here for now and then kind of think about that. Aftershock might be better than Get Excited. It's not fast, but we don't have to discard one of our things, which tends to be a problem, right? Because we don't have a lot of discard fodder. So Aftershock might actually be pretty good. Sillage of Malice is too expensive, no? Because even though it deals 2 to everything, it's like a more expensive Mystic Shot. At that point, I'd rather just play Aftershock. Static Shot is still fine. Wow, is this really all that we're adding? Like potentially Archivist? I think that's kind of crazy to think about. Like this deck still, I think, in my opinion, holds up well enough that there might not be a lot of changes that you make. Again, the Disciple is probably the one that I'm the most iffy about. Because I don't know if you can actually get that much value from her, but if we're gonna stay in Transfusion as well, then it actually ends up not being bad. And as you saw in one of our games, we can even do that the Transfusion into one of the casts to be able to push a little bit more damage if we needed to. I do like the idea of Aftershock. Maybe Static Shock is too weak now because it's only dealing one. It does give us a draw though. But maybe we don't need the draw. Maybe we just need to burn, burn, burn. I like the idea of the I really like the idea of the Archivist. I think with Aftershock, we can get out or get excited. While Get Excited is fast, I think the Aftershock is a little bit better. I'd rather do the one cost in mana and not have to worry about having to discard something, right? And then we can just play two Archivists. And the Archivist can give us another Fervor, another Mystic, another Aftershock, or even another Decimate, right? Huh. I kind of like this. I think we just do it like this. It kind of works out, no? Because we still have all the reach that we need. We have Transfusion to combine with the Disciple. We only play 2 of. I don't think we need to go to 3 because it can be a little bit awkward sometimes. But Transfusion is also really good because it can save a unit from like a Battle Feast or a Pokestick while also being able to still push 2 damage. Like I don't think people are expecting Transfusion to be in the meta that much, so they will not play around it. I think the rest of this is really good. They Get Excited again. Maybe the Get Excited is still correct though. I just hate to discard anything. Like, there's not really any good discard fodder in this deck. So sometimes you end up just waiting. So I think I'd rather just pay the extra cost, even if it's a slow speed, in order to be able to do that. Maybe we just go to just 2 of them and do 3 Archivists. Because we could potentially just get another one from Archivist, and Archivist gives us access to like Mystic Shot, another Fervor, etc. Because what are we hating from Archivist? It can be a little awkward though, because we don't have a ton of spells. Because we want to hit Mystic Shot, Fervor, or Aftershock. Maybe we do just keep at 2. I like this. So I think this is what I would do. If I was to update this deck to today's standards, I would just play it like this, almost no changes. Which is crazy to think about. That kind of shows you how powerful this deck was. Now imagine if this was still 2 damage. Oh my god, how they killed the Disciple. She would be so good in this meta if she still did 2 damage to the Nexus. Oh man. What a crime. What a crime. But anyways, this is what I will end up with. If you are interested in playing this deck and do kind of like a Champless kind of burn, this is what I will suggest playing. So again, if you enjoy the content, please make sure to subscribe below. I post LOR videos every single day. Like I mentioned at the start of the video, I'm doing the reveals every single day through YouTube Shorts. So you can find those around 2 o'clock Eastern time, right after the reveal season comes out. And I also stream on Twitch under Twitch Sirturmund. If you want to find us there, we try to stream at least 3 to 4 times a week. But yeah, I'll see you all next time, and I hope you're enjoying this series.